feel very excited, and I also feel a sense of urgency, because this book is different in that it was written by a person who suffered from panic attacks. And when I was having panic attacks, this is the kind of book that I would want to read. People who have panic attacks, anxiety, depression, they aren't really in what I would call a conducive state of mind to be able to read books that are full of highly
the
jargon, the medical terms. They want an easy to read, digestible book. So my concern at the moment is that I want this book to end up in the hands of people who have panic attacks, and that's I think the main impetus that made me write this book.
And truly, it is a magical book. It goes through your experience, and you have a little journal that you kept, which is also included as part of the book. And even the cover, I really like it. It's very friendly, and there are little cows in it. So basically, what my question is, so explain why the cow jump over the moon. What's that mean?
Okay, well, when I was little, my dad always used to call me a silly cow, and it's a term of endearment. The cow jumped over the moon. The nursery rhyme alone has always intrigued me, because I imagine some black and white cow one moonlit evening suddenly deciding to sort of seize the opportunity to like jump, over the moon, like to fly. And I think the identity was there, because the book, I want it to be magical. I want it to have lots of mystery in it. I want it to have things that only a person suffering from panic attacks can relate to. And I want it ultimately to give someone who's reading it, who's suffering from panic attacks, a sense of direction. And the fact that this cow jumped over the moon is supposed to illustrate the fact that there's always possibilities and there's always a way out. I mean, we've never seen cows jump over moons, but we've never seen pigs fly, things like that.
That's right.
I think, looking at it now, I love the colours, and I love the fact that she actually did jump. Me as a person, I jumped over the moon, and that was one achievement that made a big difference to my life, because when you have panic attacks, when you feel you can't breathe, you're scared, you've got phobias, you never think it's possible to get better.
Did you know that you were going to write a book about your experience while you were having panic attacks, or no, not at all?
My intention was basically to get rid of my bad feelings, and I couldn't speak to anybody about them because I had such very, very silly bad feelings. I couldn't go shopping. I couldn't get out of the car because I was scared of the people. I couldn't buy a packet of carrots because I was scared that people would come up and talk to me. I couldn't sleep because my heart would have palpitations. I couldn't go to meetings because I was scared that I would be asked questions. I couldn't sometimes even brush my teeth because I'd be shaking so much. So what I did was I decided I'm going to write all this down. I'm going to get it out. If anything, just to have something to read about, and I needed to vent, to let it. And being artistic as well. I wrote poems, and I drew diagrams. But I always felt that I was the only person in the world that had this, and it's something that is so misunderstood. When you are labelled as someone who's got a nervous breakdown, or you're labelled as mental, that is a label. The label alone is a big enough battle to have to fight against.
And having panic attacks does not mean that you're mental.
Exactly.
That's what people don't know.
I think when you have panic attacks and you try to hide them, it makes it worse. And that's what I did for nearly 2 years. I would worry about watching the news, reading a newspaper, talking. I would worry about walking from the sitting room to the kitchen. I told you this, right? I mean, I worry about everything. I couldn't sleep, I wouldn't be able to dress, I was shivering, trembling. And the psychiatrist said it's a nervous breakdown, so have antidepressants. Take this and
that helps.
shut
The
up.
antidepressants?
Well, I didn't want to take antidepressants because, well, as I said, you get weaned off them, like things like Prozac. I wasn't sort of keen on being medicated because I wanted to address this illness for everything that it epitomized, and it was full of death. Everything was death. Heart, chest, you're going to die. You're having a heart attack. You are having a heart attack. You know, you're overweight, you're this, you're that, you're definitely going to die today. This is the day that you're going to die. So I was taken to the hospital. I was given oxygen masks. I was given MRIs. I was ECGs, everything. But nobody could have fully understand the fear I had inside me, and I had to face it.
So like, because everybody, well, obviously assume that you're mental, but where else you just having panic attack. So how did you discover that what you're actually experiencing is panic attack?
Well, I met this lady. I met this lady in. I was taken to a medical center in Jurudong, and in the middle of, you know, registering, there was a lady who came up to me, and I couldn't stand up. I was hunched over, trying to get a cup of coffee, and I said, I can't breathe. I'm so sorry, I can't stand up. So she said, you're having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And I said, what? She said, it's a panic attack. She said, I used to have those. They're awful. You can't breathe. You feel scared, helpless.
So it actually didn't come from a doctor?
No, it came from somebody that I just happened to meet, because psychiatrists, as I say in my book, they're wonderful people. They're very indifferent. They have a role to play. It's a profession to them.
That's right.
But somebody who is ill just wants to have another person either hold them or identify with them and give them hope. I wasn't happy being sick mentally because from an intellectual point of view, I had all my faculties about me. I could still function. You know, I could still write scripts and songs. But my emotional state of mind was awful. So to be told by a psychiatrist, though, take this medication, you're having a nervous breakdown, do this, do that, that was too clinical. But to meet this lady who said, oh, it's a panic attack, and this is why, that's why, and it'll get better. You're fighting a feeling, she said. These feelings are coming from you. Basically, I was fighting myself. And that made sense. Hey, now that's all I need. I'm fighting a feeling of fear. Because when you get those sensations, people think they're having a stroke, they think they're going to die. So you start to fight because you want to battle, you want to protect yourself, you want to live. But the feelings will come stronger, and you don't realize what you're doing is you're feeding them. And in Brunei, they call it uri.
Yes.
Uri. So you have to do this and that. But that's just surface. People who have panic attacks are very brave people.